Okay. Okay, webinar has been started. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Connect with Hall. If you don't know, Connect does stand for Creating Opportunities to Navigate Networks, Educations, Careers, and Training. So today is still the same thing as what we've always been doing. That's making sure we can connect you to the resources, the opportunities, and the pathways to help you grow within your own goals and towards financial stability. And I'm so excited to have you all here today. On today's agenda, we're just going to have our brief welcome and overview, and then we have special guests from the United Way of Greater Houston, which is going to be going over that integrated client journey self-service model. And then we'll go into a quick question and answers with them. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them at any time. And when we get to that portion, we'll go through those. And then we'll have our upcoming events and opportunities through the Houston Area Urban League that we'll go over in detail just to kind of show how you can get involved. And then question and answers for that as well as what's next. So if you are new here and you haven't been to a Connect yet, I just want to go over it briefly with you again. So Connect is a monthly webinar info session, which was created to increase that access and give more of that clear and consistent information to help you better navigate those resources, both in the community and within the Houston Area Urban League. So it's designed to help you learn about upcoming Houston Area Urban League programs and events, understand the eligibility requirements, so not just see a flyer, but also know what that eligibility looks like and how you can get involved, get connected to community resources, and also understand those requirements, and then identify clear next steps. So it's really meant to be used for more than information session. It is a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So whether you're looking for a variety of different services, this space is designed to help you make sure that you don't have to navigate it alone and that you become self-reliant in the process. So we're really just here to remove those barriers to information for you all. And for this session, we are going to have staff from the United Way of Greater Houston, which is really going to go into the integrated client journey self-service model. So I will let them introduce themselves and come on the screen and really give you that information. And yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Natalie Rodriguez. Thank you for having us today. I'm a program manager with United Way, and I work with the mission and strategy team.
Hello everyone. I'm Shahana Ayubi. I'm the data and systems analyst and with the United Way and the mission strategy team. And thank you very much for inviting us today.
Okay. I'm not able to move the slide, Shahana. I don't know if you have access.
Sorry, you both should have access.
Uh, okay, there we go. Awesome. So before we go into the self-service model, we're going to give you a quick overview of the integrated client journey and other services we have available for community members to connect. So our integrated client journey, ICJ for short, is a free program available across our 4-county service area. And that includes Harris County, Fort Bend, Waller, and Montgomery. So it works to connect those that are experiencing ALICE, and ALICE stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed to Possibility and Opportunities. So this is a sector within our population that may not qualify for benefits, but they are working towards financial stability and long-term sustainability. So many times they may not, like I mentioned, do not qualify for those benefits, or they may believe that they don't qualify for any services based on the fact that they have some income and our poverty level lines for applications sometimes are very low. And so we want to make sure that the services that are offered can connect them to those support services. And these services are provided by a network of nonprofit partners. And here on the side, you'll see an image. These services include financial stability, healthcare, legal services, basic needs, navigation, and early childhood. The self-service model is one option where community members are able to connect and get access to organizations that are going to be able to provide them those services. Okay. All right. So as mentioned, the self-service model is one point of entry, but we also have our navigation services. And that is another way to connect to the integrated client journey. With navigation, clients work one-on-one with navigators, and they're able to provide guidance through complex systems that help them work on goals and break down barriers. So we are able to support with connecting to different services through submitting referrals through the ICJ tool. So self-service, our clients are able to work on their own and connect with organizations, where through navigation, you are able to connect one-on-one with a coach. You'll see the link here is Small Wins, Big Moves, and I'm actually going to talk a little bit about that on the next slide. We also have services that help assist with immediate needs. And this is going to be through our 211 Texas United Way helpline. Many people know about 211, but sometimes don't make the connection with United Way. Our 211 helpline is available 24/7, and you get access to trained specialists. So that 211 helpline really helps connect with those immediate resources that include housing, food, utilities, crisis support, and childcare. So the idea is that we want to help you identify what services are available in your area so you're able to connect with them. So you're able to call the 211 helpline, but also their services available through the online website. Oops, I think we're both clicking. Let me, I think that okay, there we go. So through our Small Wins, Big Moves campaign, we're really getting the word out there about the integrated client journey. So when you go to the Small Wins, Big Moves website, you're able to learn about the ICJ and how you're able to connect. So again, we have those two options. Either you can connect through your own, through the self-service model where Shahana will be going over the model and how to create an account, or you can connect through a navigator. So we're really hoping to get the word out to anyone that is working on those short-term and long-term goals. And that's anyone from someone applying to a new job, someone seeking to change jobs or increase their job skills, even those that are looking for being first-time house owners. If there's any services needed that they're working towards, like legal, and they're needing to break down barriers, or just setting up goals on how to open a savings account. The integrated client journey is really there to get you connected to organizations that can get you those small steps and those small wins and really make those big moves in your journey. All right. I'm getting the hang of moving. I'm like, enter space, clicking the mouse. One of them gets the slide going. So why did we decide to go towards self-service? So our navigation services through the integrated client journey have been available since 2022. Through those services, we wanted to build a model that can break down barriers even further and reach our clients across our 4 counties. The self-service model is different from other goal-setting applications as well, as it's really working to connect community members to resources that are available within their area. We're really hoping that through the self-service model, you're able to find those resources and access them and breaking down those barriers and knowing what's available within your own community and neighborhood. The integrated client journey really works on ensuring that those services are based off what's closest to you. The self-service model also focuses on financial stability. So we're really hoping and getting our community members to where that support that is needed to get them financially stable. Although the self-service model is available online, there's still that human in the loop model. And what that means is that community members are still able to connect with people at different organizations that are offered through the self-service model tool. Based on provided consent by the participants, they're able to share different information to provide that coordinated care. So a lot of times when we are looking at different services and connecting our community members to different organizations, they're having to share information more than once. So the self-service model, when the profile is completed, it provides them the option to share that information. So then those organizations that are receiving referrals from our clients are able to know a little bit more about the client and not having to ask those questions more than once. Also, the self-service model is available 24/7, and that's the big one. We understand that many times there's maybe transportation barriers, and even though we do have the navigation services that they're able to connect with one-on-one coaches, many clients may not be able to drive out to meet with the navigator, as well as we want to consider the fact their schedules may be different. So they may be working overnight, they may not have access during the Monday through Friday 9 to 5 times. And so the self-service model really helps break down that barrier with it being available 24/7. And again, it has a targeted demographic focus, and that's really gearing that to the Alice population who's working on maintaining stability, but also for anyone that might just be starting their journey. It's available for 18 and older, so that can be someone graduating from high school who's just trying to figure out how to go about finding a job, going to college, or whatever their goals is really just working on helping them with those goals and providing them the services that can support them. Oops. Okay, there's actually a slide missing, but you can go ahead, Shahana.
All right, thank you very much. All right, then I'll start sharing my screen to actually take you all to our website, which is our Small Wins, Big Moves website, and see how clients can actually view the two entry points to the integrated client journey. As Natalie mentioned, through our Small Wins, Big Moves website, you can actually see that the two entry points to integrated client journey, which is starting your journey on your own through the self-service model or connecting with that extra support through our navigation network. So if you click on start your journey on your own, you will be led to the self-service model. If you feel like you're already ready to get that goals set and then connect to refer receiver organizations on your own, you can actually go ahead with that. And today we're gonna look at the self-service model. So once you click on start on your own, you're going to be led to that sign-in page. And then if you click on connect with a navigator, you will be led to our pre-enrollment link where you will be just providing a very few basic information for the navigators to then get connected to you later. Okay, today we're gonna actually go through and actually create a profile in self-service model. You can actually create your profile using an email or a phone number. And then you will be, if you log in with an email, you will be sent a magic link. We call it a magic link because you don't need a password. Every time you try to log in, you will be sent a magic link on your email, and then you can just log in. Or you can actually log in through your phone number. Then you will receive phone an one-time password on your phone number, and then I'm gonna get it and right away be set to log in. So now I got it on my phone, and okay, once we complete that information, we will also be asked for an email address, maybe a date of birth. We can just put anything depending on your date of birth, and then also a zip code. Maybe we can put a Hall's zip code. Let's see. And then this is an important question. Every time you try to log in or whoever logins, just make sure you put the source so that we know where those logins or those signups are coming from, so that we can actually track it. So here, let's say this client actually came from Hall, and we'll click on that and we'll click on English, but it's available in English and Spanish, and we will be able to accommodate other languages as we see that need in the community. All right, we are already logged in, and then you can see there are 14 domains to select from, really depending on your need. If you need support with employment, workplace skills, childcare, and even legal services. Let's see, we need help with employment. All right, let's go. And then this is a short assessment. It's called the Self-Sufficiency and Wellbeing Matrix Assessment, where you can just tell us where you are at your journey, whether you're just starting, you're just trying to look for your job or work on your resume, or you are at a place where you have a job, but still you don't get paid enough. Then you need that extra support to build on your skills or to find another job. So for now, we say I work full time, but I don't get paid enough. All right, and then this is our badging. We also have a badging system where we just to keep the clients encouraged and keep them coming back for the tool and working on their goals. There are badges that they're gonna receive along their journey to keep them motivated. And let's select one of the goals. So we have these pre-assigned goals, but we can also create our own goals, really depending on your preference. Here, I want to work on I need support with coaching, so I'm just gonna click on that, but we can actually create new goals as you can see here. And then we can also provide a description for our goal. We can give out a date for our goal. Let's say I want to get the support and then I want to get connected to the support, complete my goal until end of June 2026. So we're just going to click that and click continue. And we got another badge. And then once we have our goals set, we're going to be asked if we want to continue. Then the tool, depending on what goal we have set, the tool is going to recommend us some sources, some resources that are nearby, really depending on that zip code that we have provided in the goal and our current situation, which is the answer we provided to the self-sufficiency and well-being matrix. And as we continue here, as you can see, there are so many, these are all our funded partners that are actually providing services in that region. So we provided 77021. And then as you can see, these are all the partners that are closer to that client in that specific zip code. And then they can choose from one of these. So here, as you can see, you can also see Hall is providing job readiness classes. And then once we click here, you can see the mode if a phone call is required or not, where's the location of that specific service, the description, the address, the website, if you want to look at the website. If you need before sending out an email, before sending out a referral, if you need to contact someone, we also have that person's contact information, the application process, if interpretation services provided or not, and the eligibility criteria. So as you can see here, all good. You want to send out a referral, you're gonna just click submit. You can provide additional notes for your goal and what you want to achieve, and then click continue. And before requesting a resource, as Natalie mentioned, clients will be able to share their information depending on their preference. If they want to share their email address, they can. If they prefer not to, they can just turn it off. What is actually needed is for that referral receiver organization to have contact information so that they can contact you once you have submitted that referral. And if you want to share your goals, you can. If not, you can prefer to just turn it off. For now, we're just gonna turn everything on and then click submit. And we as so this is our dashboard. And here you can see an overview of every activity you have done over the tool. So if it's the goals you have created, as you can see, Connect with Workforce program, the goals in progress, and then referrals. As you can see here, we have just sent out a referral and it's open. The agency has been notified, and then the client will be contacted once the agency sees that referral. And then the badges that we have gotten. And then we also have the goals dashboard where we can create new goals as we move forward. We can create as many goals as you prefer, really depending on your situation. And then you can actually track your goals. You can mark your goals as complete once you have achieved that goal. And then you can explore resources really depending on that specific goal. You can also go ahead and submit new referral. This is something I really like. You can actually, we have a drop down of all of these services that you can search based on these services, and then you can change your zip code if you change location or you want that service to be provided in a specific location, you can actually change it here. You can also change the range. How far or how close do you want that service to be? And then you can search up any resource that you are looking for. For instance, let's say career readiness. We searched up, and then we can see all of these resources that are provided by our funded partners. And then you can also change your information or add more information about your situation, and then if you're receiving any benefits, that's going to help out the for receiver organizations, of course, to help you better, really depending on your situation. And then you can also delete your account if you want. And settings, do you want to receive notifications? Do you not want to receive any notifications? We also have bookmarks. So if you have seen in the advanced search, you liked a specific source, but you want to come back to it, you can actually bookmark it and come back to it in here in bookmark section. And badges, of course, you can see an overview of your badges. And you can also submit a feedback if you think that there's something that's difficult to understand or difficult to navigate in this in the tool, or if you like something or anything that could be, you can actually provide your feedback, and we will be able to get back to that as soon as we see that. And then we also have the documentation part where you can go back to it if you have any questions regarding setting up your profile, or creating a goal, or creating a referral, and so on and so forth. So this is how the self-service tool actually looks like, and how easy it is to navigate and actually get connected to real support to all our over 87 funded partner agencies. So this is the tool. If you all have any questions, any feedback, we're all open. And then we also have in our last slide we're going to share. We have a feedback form where you can provide us a feedback or suggestions that you want to see, or any other resources you want to see within the tool. And I think that's pretty much it for my overview. Do you want to add anything, Natalie?
No, there was a couple slides that we weren't able to touch on. And so I do want to highlight that the tool is not going to ask for anything personal. Some of the questions we sometimes get is, are services available for those that don't have legal status? And that is, the services are offered to anyone in the community, and there's not questions that are personal, and they're asking social security information like that. It's zip code, like Shahana mentioned, email and phone number. And so the services are available again to everyone in the community. I also wanted to point out that it is available in English and Spanish. I'm sure Shahana touched on that, and um, both the service self-service model and navigation are both ways to connect to the integrated client journey. But I think you covered everything, Shahana. So thank you.
All right. So maybe we can jump onto our last slide, which is just try to share it.
I think you can move it on here.
Okay. All right. So, as Natalie mentioned, you can go ahead to our Small Wins, Big Moves website and get access to the self-service portal. And also, if you prefer that extra support from a navigator, you can also get connected to a navigator as well. And we also will provide this presentation, and you will be able to see that documentation where you can go back and probably refer to if you need support and creating a goal or sending out a referral or anything within the tool. And of course, we will really appreciate your feedback. It's just 4 questions, just asking you how today's training was and what do you want to see in the self-service model, if anything. So we will really appreciate your feedback if you could provide it, or as we are talking, you can just scan the QR code and let us know. And thank you very much for your time. We truly appreciate it. And please get to us whenever through this feedback form, or you can actually contact us if you have any questions about the self-service model or integrated plan journey as a whole.
Okay, if you want to stop your share, I'll be able to show your last slide over here too. Okay, at this time, if there are any questions, feel free to drop it in the question and answers portion. I believe I have some for you too. Just until we wait, if there are any questions, can you really go into when you would recommend someone go through the 211 versus ICJ? Because I know sometimes when it comes to someone who's experiencing ALICE, it might be more on the emergent side and not really understanding when to click those referrals and when not to.
So Shahana, I'll answer, and if there's anything you want to add, let me know. So yeah, so what 211 is really for someone who's doing that immediate need, right? They need something urgently right there, right then. It can be due to a situation that they're finding themselves in. Maybe something changed with their situation, whether maybe they didn't get paid a full check and now they have to pay for utilities. And so they need to access that quicker. And so that was going to be 211. And so that's something immediate. And through the integrated client journey, it's more like long-term goals. So you have a goal that you want to meet either within a month, or maybe you're working towards in a 6 month, you want to set those small steps, right, to get you to that big move. And necessarily just because they have an immediate need does not mean that that person cannot also receive services through the integrated client journey. Many of the referrals that we get to the ICJ actually come from 211. So our 211 specialists, if they call for an immediate need, they may assess that they're also a good candidate for the integrated client journey. So someone could be having an immediate need, but are also working towards those long-term goals. So then that need doesn't come up in the future.
So I know there are options on there. Sometimes it may say utility or rental assistance. So if you could just a little more detail. So when they're in their journey, is that saying if they come into income or gain employment, then that would be something to select for that referral for?
Popcorn it over to Shahana, and then I'll add anything if needed.
All right. If you could please, I'm so sorry, but if you could please repeat your question. So you mean to say if they submit that referral for written assistance and utility assistance, did you mean to say that how do we separate it, or what was the question?
so that it's separated from emergent, because I know there is an option on there that has other resources outside of job readiness. So say if one of the resources is rental assistance or utility assistance, when in their journey would you recommend them submitting that referral?
I think it really depends on their current situation. There's no set timing for any of their goals to be set or any of their referrals to be sent. It really depends on their current situation. If they need that rental assistance or utility assistance, right now, today, they can submit it. If they will need it later on in the future, they can submit that request or referral. But as Natalie mentioned, it is just those rental assistance or utility assistance are not for immediate needs. Those are for that continuous support if they need that, but it is not for that urgent need. But 211 would be the best option for that immediate need. But for anything that's not immediate and they want to constantly work on their short-term or long-term goal, even with if it's rental assistance or utility assistance, they can do it anytime at any point of their journey. It really depends on their journey.
Yeah. And I would just add to a little bit to that. When they do referrals through the self-service model, if it is through like a basic need, whether that be food, utility assistance, as you mentioned, it's always going to be connected back to their goal. Right. So we understand that like we may be working towards finding a job or increasing our job skills so we can move up and get that a higher pay. However, life happens and there may be a need that comes up and sometimes we're close to hurricane season and so that's something out of our control. And that's where the basic needs and those urgent needs come up and they will have access to those referrals. But as Shahana mentioned, if they really want to know like who has like active, like who can I contact right now, 211 is always going to be also that backup. So both 211 and the integrated client journey are really focused on connecting community members to what's available out in their communities, and they can access those resources and services that are there to provide them that cushion, right? That they can land on, and that way they can still also focus on future goals.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to see if people have access to the question and answers. In the meantime, what should a client do if they submit a self-service referral and they don't hear back from the agency? Like, what would be their next steps that you would recommend?
Well, we do have on this is a very good question. So on the platform, we actually have a message feature where they can actually send out a text message to that referral receiver organization, really asking them any questions regarding their referral. If they did not respond or if it's anything else they want to change that referral, they don't need that referral anymore. They can actually contact through the tool, through that message feature. But we also are gonna say that our funded partners do follow that five-day cadence where every time they receive that referral, they're gonna look at it within the 5 days, and then we'll be able to respond to those clients within that time frame. And we also follow up with them. We get weekly data, and then we actually follow with the weekly data and see if there's any missing links here and there. We would actually be able to address that. I think you're on mute.
One more question is it going to be available in more languages? Is that being talked about?
Yes. Right now it's available in English and Spanish because we see that majority of our community members across Houston area do speak these two languages. But as we see that need, absolutely, we are able to accommodate more languages. For now, we're just following up with the data. I keep talking about data because I'm the data person. But yes, I keep following up with that data. We have the answer, the question, what language do you prefer, English, Spanish, or any other language? And then if we see that majority of other, like one more language is actually asked more often, we're going to be adding that language as well, as we see that need. But so far, what I see is mostly English and then some Spanish, but we do not really see any other language requests just yet.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That was a lot. I'm usually the one that receives the referrals on the end, so I'll probably see the sample one that you submitted. But it is very interesting to know when someone should do a self-service versus working with the navigator and kind of what goes into this. So it's a lot of different resources that they can be connected to, which is great, and that they can kind of do it on their own. And then are they able to come back to it any other time? Does it it saves the progress for them, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Once they create that account, that information will be there, and then every time they try to log in, they can log in with either their phone number or email address, depending on what they have chosen at the very first. And then if it's a phone number, they're going to be sent a one-time passcode where they can get access to their profile. Or if it's an email address, they will get as a link will be sent to their email address, and they will be able to access on their profile and actually sort of like just continue working on that profile for as long as they want. Self-service is pretty new, but for navigation, we have clients who have been working with the navigation network since 2022. So it's always so inspiring and great to see their progress from that time to now. So yeah, absolutely, they will be able to access their profile.
Nice. And what happens with the badges? Do they get something or it's just just to show progress?
Well, for now, it is for that motivation part, for that encouragement part to kind of encourage clients to keep coming back. But we will be considering it. It is still in talks, but we will be considering having that little bit of maybe adding like gift cards or anything for clients who have maybe received like 10 badges or 15 badges, really depending on that. So we are actually considering that, and we do get that question, but we're working on it. Well, hopefully keep you guys posted.
Nice, perfect. Well, again, thank you both for joining us. And this will be shared out to everyone else after as well with the slides so that they'll be able to do that feedback thing for you, and also be able to navigate it on their own. So I hope they're able to do so just based off of this presentation.
Awesome. Thank you very
Well, thank
much
you
for
so
inviting me.
much.
Of
Yes.
course, and feel free to stay on. I am just going to drop you down just so that your screens don't get mixed up, but you're welcome to stay on.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank
And
you
I
very much.
did want to mention just very
Yes.
quickly, I know we focused on the job readiness and connection with potential immediate needs, but through the self-service model or navigation under the integrated client journey, there's also access to like early childhood services that I know Connect also provides and other assistance. So it's very diverse and it's not just focused on one area. So it can be anything that our, community members are needing.
Nice. And so does that go based off of different goals or just
Yes.
okay. What are some common goals that you've seen clients set so far outside of maybe financial stability or finding a job?
So far, what we have seen is definitely financial stability is that top in the list. And then we also have let me just pull it up. So we also have basic needs, which about 31% of clients have actually 31% of the goals are related to basic needs. We also have healthcare, 5%, early childhood 2%, and legal 1%. But for referrals, we do see that rent and mortgage assistance and utility assistance, employment and career coaching, income and workforce support are the top five for sending out referrals. So yeah, we do see that. Of course, financial stability is there, but then basic needs and financial stability kind of go hand in hand. Uh, and yeah, there's, as Natalie mentioned, you can be at any stage in your life. Maybe you do request that financial stability related services, but you also need that support and basic needs or early childhood or healthcare. So they can actually choose from all those 14 category areas.
Perfect. Well, that just adds a little bit to the more diversity so people know kind of what they can do when they get on there. All
Yes, thank you so
righty.
much for asking that.
Of course. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Let's see. Mm, Okay. So we will be jumping into the events and opportunities that we have coming through for the Houston Area Urban League. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. If you aren't able to, feel free to send me an email. Um, but just to go over briefly our different programs, we have it from Housing and Social Services, Center for Social Justice and Education, our Entrepreneurship Center, our Workforce Development and Training, our Education and Youth Development, and our Health and Wellness. So in a bunch of different areas, you're able to kind of see the events that we have throughout and how they can help serve you for your path towards financial stability and your overall goals as well. So there's no all over one way on which clients may come in to the Houston Area Urban League. There's a variety of different programs and areas that they may be able to enter into. So starting off with our health and wellness department, we do have our ongoing direct services, which is going to be our health insurance enrollment assistance, because sometimes what stops people from applying to this type of assistance is the lack of assistance as far as that one-to-one or that uncertainty of doing it on their own, which is why this service is very significant. So we do provide that direct enrollment assistance for things like Medicaid, CHIP, Marketplace Insurance, and other Harris Health programs like SNAP and other Texas benefits. So to be able to get involved with that, clients can walk into our office, which is going to be the 5260 Griggs Road, or our downtown office, 1301 Texas Avenue, or they can call, which all that information will be at the end of our slides, but also we have the contact information for Ms. Renee or Felicia, which is going to be the phone number or her email. Um, and or you can be referred over as well. So the eligibility is it's going to be open to all ages, and those who are under 18 will fall under their parents. Now, the documentation does vary by what you are trying to apply to, which is why that appointment is very critical, because something such as your Texas benefits or marketplace may require a proof of citizenship versus residency for maybe your Texas benefits or your Medicaid or SNAP. So there's a bunch of different eligibility and documentation based off what you're trying to apply to. So feel free to contact us just so you can get a little bit more information and know how you can start with that. Also, through our health and wellness, we have our Wellness Wednesdays, which is such a great and interactive event. It kind of brings that education directly into our community. So whether it's education on chronic illnesses or diseases or those interactive wellness activities, these sessions are used to promote prevention, empowerment, and healthy living. So our next health and wellness is going to take place on April 8th at our Griggs location, which you see on the screen. And luckily, this event is free and open to the community. And the guest speaker is going to be the Houston Area Parkinson's Society. So it's going to be more of an formal event talking about that and what they offer and kind of going more into depth about Parkinson's. So if you are wanting to register, you can register at tinyurl.com/hallhw, or you can visit our events page at hall.org/events to be able to register, and you will need to be 18 and over to attend. And then also in health and wellness, they have a lot going on for the month of April, which we love to see. They are going to be having another community baby shower, which is very exciting because this baby shower is just a way where participants can come, can learn more information when it comes to um, community resources as being parents or for expecting parents. And this is open to parents, caregivers, families, moms, dads. They're welcome to come. There are some freebies that are going to be available for the expecting parents, but it is very fun because it's like a baby shower. There's games, there's activities, but it's also very informative. So that is going to happen April 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Kashmir Gardens Multi-Service Center. Um, and to register, it'll be the same link. So the tiny URL /Hall HQ or HW, my apologies, or visit our events page as well. So this is also open to the community, again, for moms, dads, caregivers, and families, and it is a lot of fun to attend. So if you have someone who is expecting or you want to get more information for a family member or friend, feel free to attend and also show up ready to have some fun. And again, health and wellness. So we are having that mobile mammogrammy screening happening April 8th. So the eligibility at our Griggs office. So the eligibility for this is that it must be women 35 years or older who are due for a screening. So this is not just open. It will need to have registration, and you will need to have a primary care physician be able to show that you have the screening. So you must have that order from your doctor. For more information, please contact Renee, number on the screen with the email to be able to save a spot for yourself. And sorry, my screen froze. And yeah, this is just very beneficial because it helps with that early detection because early detection does save lives. And at the Houston Area Urban League, we want to be able to give that information out and be able to put you in spaces to where you can kind of learn more or be able to increase that prevention. Now, for our Center for Social Justice and Education, we do have some opportunities. CSGE will be hosting the Will and Trust Training plus voting session, and it's all about helping you protect your future while also empowering your voice in the community. So you'll be able to learn about the basics of estate planning, understanding the difference between a will and trust, and really get those great strategies for protecting your assets. As we know, these things are important, but they're not always easy to access or understand. So this is going to be a perfect space for you to be able to get more knowledge and be able to have those conversations. And the best part about this is it is free and open to the community. We do have the registration with the link on the screen. And if there's something you've been putting off or you want to get more information on, this is the perfect opportunity. So go ahead and make sure that you're available on April 9th from 3 to 5 p.m. at our Griggs office as well, and use the link to register. And then Center for Social Justice also has the Your Health, Your Hustle, which is going to be a series of focus groups for adults ages 18 to 30. So this is just going to be more of a space as far as giving you that voice on when it comes to your health and the impact that you also have. So just know that your voice does not go unnoticed, and this is a perfect space for you to get out there and talk a little bit more about your experiences and anything that you want to add. So the first focus group is going to be April 9th and 14th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And the second focus group will be April 21st and 30th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. as well at our Griggs office. So the event is open again to young adults from 18 to 30, and the registration is going to be the same link. You can also visit our events page at hall.org/events for more information. Now, for our workforce development and training, we still have our Urban Tech Jobs program. So this is going to be in CompTIA Tech Plus and CompTIA A Plus. So if you're interested in those and you have a passion for tech or you're wanting to get into tech, the first step is going to be coming to our orientations, which are hosted every Tuesday at 10 a.m. at our Griggs office the 5260 grids. Again, that's every Tuesday at 10 a.m. If you are unable to join, please reach out to a career coach and get connected. Or if you're not all the way ready, we do have that ongoing career readiness in career coaching, and then you can bring it up later on. But yeah, as technology careers continue to grow, this program is very significant for those entry-level IT roles, and just kind of putting you in the field and allowing you to upskill. And then for an ongoing opportunity, which is being brought back, we have our Verizon Skills Forward, which is very significant because it's not just for tech or IT, it is more of an ongoing access at your pace, professional certificates that you can gain to add to your resume or just to increase your understanding or to upskill. So there's a variety of different programs which are between tech, education, language, social work, and so much more, many more areas of what you might have an interest in. So if you are wanting to join, it is for those who are 17 plus. And for the enrollment process, you can start with tinyurl.com/skills for 2026. After you complete that interest form, we will send you a link to be able to access that. And then once you are accessing, you'll be able to set up your profile and then select the courses that you're wanting to join. And then from there, you can do it at your own pace to gain those professional certificates. And then, as I was mentioning earlier, workforce, we do have the direct services of career coaching. So you can get that training and support to grow in your career goals. So we offer that career coaching, which can help you in the professional dress. How are you showing up? Those interview skills, how are you talking? That overall career readiness to help you reach that goal to financial stability. And then just that professional development. So there's a variety of different conversations that can happen during career coaching. A lot of people think that it's just job search assistance. However, there's a lot more than just applying to jobs or finding jobs. It's the overall person. So how are you showing up? How are you presenting yourself? Do you have a 30-second pitch down? Um, are you knowing when to follow up? So just knowing those little details can be the difference between where you are and where you want to be when it comes to your career goals and your career path. So this is an excellent program. It is free. Typically, career coaching can cost a lot just for each session, but for us at the Houston Area Urban League, we do offer that for free. If you're interested, you can come into our orientation every Tuesday at 10 a.m. That's when you'll be able to learn more about our different programs at the Houston Area Urban League, but also that workforce career coaching. However, if you're not able to make it, you can do an assessment at this link right here, the tinyurl.com/workforce development training dash assessment. And then you'll need to select that you need to be connected to a career coach. And then from there, we will follow up and you can start with your journey. Now, at this time, do we have any questions? I don't want to take you over your 1 hour. So if there are no questions, let me see. Are we getting the slides? Yes. So someone asked, are we getting the slides? So everything will be sent out after the presentation within the next week. So you will get the slides along with the YouTube link with the webinar, and it'll have all the information we talked about along with how they walk through the self-service model. And then you'll also have the slides and the flyers and the links to everything to be able to sign up or to join. Are there any other questions? You all are very welcome. We're just getting some questions saying thank you. I do have a question that's in here to the individual that asked. That is something that I will email you, as I do not want to share personal information on your situation here. However, thank you all for coming. The next Connect is going to be May 6th. And from there, we're going to have the Harris Health, which is going to be the mobile crisis outreach team coming. And it's really going to be pertaining to you. So it's their new mobile crisis outreach team, which is important because May is going to be for our mental health month. And then we also have all of our information right here. Again, this will be sent out to you. But we have our addresses, our phone numbers, and then our social media links. So there you'll see our YouTube, which we will be posting every webinar. Um, and yeah, so just make sure to stay connected with us. If you have any questions, you can go on our website and also look at all of these events as well. But we also post them on our Facebook, Instagram, and a bunch of different, in our LinkedIn, in a bunch of different areas. So if you have any questions after, feel free to email me. If not, we hope to see you at some of our events, and I hope that you are able to access the self-service model and that it was very informative for you. Everyone have a great rest of your evening, and we hope to see you next time on our Connect.